Welcome to week 2 of our Lent Reflections, where we're exploring the Beatitudes together and we're thinking about what it means to be human. Thank you for taking the time in your day to engage with today's focus, and I hope you were able to spend a bit of time reflecting on last week's focus, where in week 1 we thought about what it means to be poor in spirit and how we can find blessing in reaching out for help. Before we begin and look at the next part of the Beatitudes, I just want to say a short prayer for us. So I invite you to say Amen if you would like to make this prayer your own. Dear God, as we enter this time of reflection now, we pause to be still, to breathe slowly, and allow ourselves to be open to what you might be trying to say to us. Amen. So the verse that we get next in the Beatitudes is this one, and I'm going to read it to us now. It comes from Matthew 5, verse 4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. I'm going to read that again. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Now, I don't know how you feel seeing the word mourn in that verse. And there'll be lots of us who are experiencing mourning in one way, shape or form. Perhaps that feeling of sadness, that feeling of loss. In the Message translation of this verse, it says, those who have lost something dear to them. And for lots of us, we will have personal experience of mourning, maybe recent, maybe a long time ago, or maybe something that's ongoing. That feeling where you have lost something or someone that is dear to you. So I'm just going to leave a pause for us to bring to mind any of those situations where we might feel a sense of sadness, a sense of loss, a sense of mourning. Because actually in this verse it says they will be comforted. And I just want to allow space today for us to acknowledge that mourning is a real thing, it's a hard thing, but actually open up that space to feel that comfort that we can get as well. So I'm just going to leave pause just for you to reflect on that state of mourning that might be in your life. There's also another kind of part to this verse as well, that actually those who mourn can also be the people that acknowledge their shortcomings, those people that know perhaps they've done something wrong, or they know their limitations, perhaps they need forgiveness for something, and actually they want to put things right. That feeling you get when you know there is loss in a different sense, that you need to put something right, perhaps because something you have done, whether you intended it or not, hasn't quite gone as you'd hoped. So there's that other part to this verse as well, that actually those who mourn will be comforted. They will find that forgiveness, and that's a really important process as well. So I encourage you to engage with that side of it as well. Is there any areas of your life that you feel a sense of mourning over? And is there anything that you could do about it? And then, as we did last week, I just want to leave you just with a couple of questions just for you to reflect on. I've had some feedback that some people liked to pause the video at this moment, or just allow a bit of time after the video finishes, just to have some time just to journal or note down, just reflect on the questions being posed. So the first one is, what things came to your mind during today's reflection? And lastly, who do you know who might need comfort at the moment? So are there people in your life who are going through a season of mourning? They've experienced loss in a particular area, and is there anything that you could do to bring comfort to them at the moment? So that's the end of week 2. See you next time for week 3 of our Lent Reflections.